This particular update about MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is a very powerful one that you don't need to escape. You see this particular video, Barrister Aloy Ejimako taking his time and write up everything that they have piled up about this case of MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, about this grant of appeal of MAZI Nnamdi Kanu. And everything that they have taken to the appeal court, everything that they have submitted, like these people are pressing them on the neck. Hey, taking my time and explain. Don't even skip it. Don't skip it. Hold on. I will take my time to explain everything from beginning to the end. When Barrister Maxwell Okpara came out and said that in this particular appeal that Nigerian government will have nothing to do, you see this man, Anna Udele. I know what you are doing. You are going to the southeast to go and bring information, this and that, in Nigerian government. But I want to shock you. This appeal, now, yes, I'm not a lawyer, but I read, yeah. This appeal, there is nothing like witness that is coming to come and represent Nigerian government or represent MAZI Nnamdi Kanu. Nothing like all this So if you are going to go and get or pilot information, you have failed. I continue. Barrister Aloy Ejimako, he came out and made all the cleaning that drop wire on his social media handle. Today, being the 8th of April 2026, according to him, he said, update on MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's appeal. Calm down, no. This particular news is long, but is powerful. Everything that they pile up is there. As already known, MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's notice and grants of appeal was filed in February 2026. This is the first and the most important step that activated the appeal below. Therefore, is the simplified sequence of what happens next until the appeal is fully heard and decided. Everything that they have piled up is here. Everything that they have submitted to the appeal court is here. They told us that they are holding them, and it is true. After I finished reading this, you should be Azamu. I said, MAZI, I cannot wait to welcome you. Yes, when you will be coming back from Sokoto Correctional Facility, because some people got mansion a wall, some people got mansion a sanko, some people got mansion a block, and we don't care. On that day, it shall be a very powerful and that is wonderful day that nobody can ever forget. Even our great-grandchildren will hear about that day. I read though, according to Barrister Maxwell, according to Barrister Aloy Ejimako, compilation and transmission of the record of appeal. The registrar of the trial court, Federal High Court, Abuja, must compile the complete record of appeal. This includes the charge sheet, all court proceedings, exhibit, ruling the judgment and the sentence. Partial, MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer and the prosecution are usually invited to settle in for terrorism-related cases. The practice direction fast-tracks this, so the registrars has a short window to finalize and transmit the record to the Court of Appeal Registrar. This has been done. This particular one I read now. According to him, let me explain. Maybe from the way I was reading it, let me explain. He said that everything that Justice James Omotosho said that day, that MAZI Nnamdi Kanu did, about the terrorism charges, about the transmission charges, about the tape, everything that he said, that this is the reason why he sentenced MAZI Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment, that they have piled it up. That is the hetikota go yono. Kam so Igbo nke maranye of my hair na bu onye Igbo. Na hetikota go yono. All right. After hetikota chara yono, here there's a bia nweteze something ha ga-eji to counter it. In our ihe ga-eji azogida is ihe ga-eji we zogida okwu na wall we destroy that particular thing. Justice James Omotosho weptere no yanwa we ihe oji sentence ya MAZI Nnamdi Kanu to court or to Sokoto Correctional Facility. I continue. Next is filing of brief of argument. Once the record is received, whereby appellant brief MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's side must file the brief, usually voluminous, tens of pages, within 45 days of receiving the record. This is the written argument setting out the legal arguments on the 22 grounds of appeal and why the conviction should be quashed. Okay, let me explain. According to Barrister Aloy Ejimako, also that this particular thing, after they have brought it, that now they are waiting for the argument because Nigerian government are going to present their own people, and them that are representing MAZI Nnamdi Kanu will also come out. The argument will start. Then that thing that they want to use and kick against that particular judgment, that is to quash it out, that they have gotten that particular one. Then that is now here with a go that they are ready for the briefing, they are ready for the argument. Then, upon filing and receipt of MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's brief, the respondent, the federal government, must then file its own respondent brief within 30 days after being served with MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's brief. And if necessary, MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer may file a short reply brief within 14 days if the prosecution raises new points. What's a response? Brief are the main documents the Court of Appeal will read. Oral argument at the hearing only clarifies them. I want to take my time and explain here. When I started this video, I talked about this Ijot Asio Wodele. Because on a Ghana East from time to time, I'm not on a the Nigerian government. Because according to them now, has said that no Nigerian government booked another thing. Maybe they discharge acquit MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, have booked another thing. You know that when you are fighting with somebody, the person might not easily give up. Do you understand? Because this is a very strong and powerful case. They cannot just give up easily like that. So that is why they are getting prepared ahead of time. So see, these people now with another thing, see now another thing had a hold against MAZI Nnamdi Kanu. That is why I talk about Udele, because they have sent him to Alibo for investigations. Na ESN, there is a particular update that was going on of recent. Ebe Nigerian military for total raid in Alibo. All those things are things they want to pile up against MAZI Nnamdi Kanu in this appeal. But I tell you, MAZI is coming out. I tell you, MAZI is coming out. There is no two ways about it. Yes, because in this particular appeal, yes, everybody, all the lovers of freedom, the only thing you owe MAZI, you owe Biafrans at large is to battle open a wall. Yes, MAZI Nnamdi Kanu can never be alone in this particular one. It's not all about to come to social media to come and rant or to come to social media to come and watch what is going on. No, these people are so strategic. You see, Nigerian government, they are too strategic and they are ready to fight till the last. So this time around, we can never allow MAZI Nnamdi Kanu to fight alone. We can never allow MAZI to fight alone. Yes, so everybody got okwu na wall. What he watches us, I got okwu na wall. So MAZI zogide these people because he is coming out. Yes, so see na any other thing Nigerian government to counter the quashing of the judgment, that they are 100% ready in order to face it. All credit to you, Barrister Aloy Ejimako, because I know that you people will be ready and you'll be concentrated in this time around. We need it more than ever. Our life relies on this. You see, our life, not even our life, my own life might not be important. The life of my children, the life of my unborn children, the life of my parents, everybody, their life relies on this. Everybody, as long as Alibo is concerned. So that is why you have to be utmostly serious. You have to be strategically serious. You have to be very, very serious and determined in this one. No jokes. This appeal, we are not joking. Nigerian government are prepared. Then I continue. Once all briefs are filed, the Court of Appeal Registrar lists the matter of hearing. A date is fixed and parties are notified. At the hearing, lawyers of both sides shall present oral argument. The three-man panel of Justice of Court of Appeal, not the whole court, listens and may ask questions and take notes. For terrorism-related appeals, the court often gives priority to speed up the process. Everybody, that is, they are trying to tell us that on that day, they will give them the opportunity to speak. While they are speaking, people will listen, people on the ground will listen, the judges will listen, and all that and take record, but there is nothing like they are going to bring this person to come out and be a witness. Nothing is not going to happen. So if you are preparing, I know who I'm talking to. I know the people I'm talking to. Ndị Agwishi, if you are preparing that you are coming out that day, you have failed. It will not happen. Then, to be clear, no oral testimony or evidence such as was done in the High Court. No oral evidence or oral whatever will be accepted. Nobody will come out as a witness. Ndana sachim ndi hereme. Such as was done in the High Court will be allowed. It will not be allowed in this appeal court. After the hearing, the court reserves a date for judgment, usually a week, usually a few weeks, sometimes months, but not exceeding 90 days. On the judgment day, the court will do one of the following: allow the appeal, quash the conviction and sentence, and discharge/acquit MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, or dismiss the appeal, uphold the convicted and sentence, or order a retrial which returns MAZI Nnamdi Kanu to unknown convicted status and gives him another shot. That's what they are saying is, after the whole thing, the whole process is done, that what they will be expecting is either they discharge and acquit MAZI Nnamdi Kanu if Nigerian government did not bring up another, another thing against MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, because that's what they are trying to do. If they did not, but if they do, the case continues. Then the another option that they have is these people, they might say, we struck out the whole thing and MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, we struck out the whole appeal, and MAZI Nnamdi Kanu might be taken back to Sokoto Correctional Facility. Or another thing that might be done is when they will say MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, let's continue, to continue the case, which that is what Nigerian government is trying to do. That is why they are sending their military to go to Alibo. They are going for total raid. Hana chose something, but you will not find anything in Alibo. Hana chose something. These people are obviously looking for something, not a joke. They are looking for something. They want to get one thing and say, this is what we hold against Nnamdi Kanu. On this appeal, you don't know what is happening. Something is going on. These people are practicing. These people are strategizing against us, against Ndi Alibo, not even MAZI Nnamdi Kanu alone, against Ndi Alibo as a whole. My heart is just boiling. I swear to God. God help us. After the hearing, the court reserves a date for the judgment. Okay. Allow the appeal quash. Okay. The judgment is delivered in open court and becomes the final decision for the Court of Appeal unless there is a further appeal to the Supreme Court. Key points to note: the entire process from record to judgment normally takes several months, but terrorism-related cases under the practice directions are expected to move faster. Okay, this particular appeal, once it starts, once they click the date, bam, it's on our God says so. It's not like this thing they will tell you in 3 months' time, on our God says so, Then, interim application can be brought at any time. Example, bail pending appeal, amendment of grant, or accelerated hearing. Okay, these people, they should release MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, because Nigerian government, there are other options that they have. They can say that since MAZI Nnamdi Kanu was brought back from Kenya illegally, that we have amended it, that you can bring somebody illegally from any country without, that kind of thing. But I pray and I believe that it will not work. Yes, so people should therefore focus on this clear sequential stage rather than daily rumors or believing that the appeal process will follow the same pattern and procedure seen in the High Court before Justice Homotosho. This is the standard, transparent roadmap laid down by the Nigerian law, and MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's appeal cannot be any different. So the appeal is progressing exactly as the rule requires, one procedural step at a time. Aloy Ejimako. This is coming from Barrister Aloy Ejimako. Umunnem no monnam. You see at this appeal, onye ga zodo ukwu na wall. We're gonna press it harder with MAZI Nnamdi Kanu. Anything that you can do in order to help in this struggle, you have to do it. Anything, anyhow you can do in order to help, because these people are strategic. They have people everywhere that is working for them. I'm telling you the truth. That is why when they saw that Eastern Security Network are the people that are going to hinder Fulani herdsmen from coming to attack Igbo, they created their own. Even some governors, they testified. This one is not allegedly. They testified. But I know that the land of the rising sun have risen to vindicate and set our leader, MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, free. This time around, Nigeria, you can never see our back. We will triumph. We have triumphed. MAZI Nnamdi Kanu will come out victorious. He will come out as a free man in this time. Thank you so much for watching this video. If this is your first time coming across my video, please do well to share your thoughts under the comment section and do well to follow us for more updates. I still remain your number one at the I'll be bringing it to your doorstep.